What's going on, everybody? On my X episode 35. Another week, another episode. I am joined by my friends and co-hosts, starting with Clutch, aka Wes Price. What's going on, Wes?
What's up? Interested to get into this conversation about all the Halo action that happened this weekend. I got the opportunity to cast a few tournaments. Definitely exhausted after the long weekend, but looking forward to kind of breaking it down, talking about what we saw and some experiences that were eventful throughout. So
definitely some eventful stuff to talk about. Man, you've been putting in the work for all this commentary you've been doing. So definitely shout out to you, perfecting that craft. So we'll see going into Infinite what kind of commentating Wes will be bringing us. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I had the one viewer last week that I took last weekend off, didn't watch any Halo, got roasted in a comment because I didn't watch Halo or participate and be a member of the community. So figure I'd double up this weekend, make it up to the guy. Hope he's out there watching now. So yep, I'm very aware of everything that happened Halo wise throughout the entire
weekend. You hit
weekend.
The ground running, like you took a week off and then you come back to like a full freaking dossier of stuff you're doing.
And of course, we also got Justin Joseph, the Hunter, JJX himself. What's going on, JJX?
Dude, just one of those weeks just surviving, man. I've been sick since Monday. So I had that cold thing going for me. I had like a couple extra days off stream, which I hate doing. But then I remember coming back and someone in my chat was like, "Oh, we like deep voice, JJX." I'm like, "Well, that's the only option I got right now because my throat, everything is just chalked." But still managed to play way too much Halo this week. Take part in 2 tournaments that went way too long, which we're going to chat about. Not that they went long, but just chat about the tournaments and everything that happened there. But if there's one thing I always look forward to, it's on my X at the end of the week with you guys. So glad to be here.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, Wes, I know you said you're all caught up with the weekend and the tournaments that we had. So go ahead and kick it off, and I guess break down the layout for the tournaments and what all we saw this weekend or this week.
So give me 1 second. I gotta tell Richie to pick up my pizza here.
Slight intermission.
Yeah, does that have pineapple on that pizza?
Dude, wait, how do y'all feel about that?
No.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? First, let us know in the comments. Do you think pineapple belongs on pizza? Okay, this is the honest truth. I've had it only like once in my life, and I didn't love it, and that was a long time ago, and I just never tried it again. So
only
I'm
once?
kind of indifferent on the topic.
I'm a very strong for pineapple on pizza kind of guy, but I think it's like culturally growing up in the Caribbean, like that's just what we did. Like pizza with pineapple. They're just kind of like, pizza with pepperoni out here. It's just cultural for me. I get the nostalgia vibes. We did all kinds of weird stuff though. But yeah, pineapple on pizza is a definite yes for me. Wes, you're saying no?
Yeah, no shot. I'm a pepperoni guy though, and I'll throw sausage on there sometimes. Figure it out from there, and I've had like good styles of pizza with mushrooms, onions, whatever it is, but my go-to is pepperoni. Like if it's me ordering a pizza for me, it's 9 out of 10 times it's pepperoni.
You're a simple guy. I can respect that.
I'm in the minority. I have always loved just a classic plain cheese pizza. I know that's
Richie's a cheese pizza kind of guy.
Dude,
I thought you were gonna go the other way and be like, I like Supreme.
Nah, I mean it's good once in a while, but cheese pizza smacks all the time.
Okay. What was the question again? Halo action that happened this weekend. I think I got everything taken care of. Hopefully the delivery guy can find Richie downstairs. Thank you. I know Richie probably won't watch this, but thank you for going.
You better watch this, Richie.
Richie's not watching. Can we talk about that for a second?
We need all the support, man.
I tell him to make sure he likes the video. I don't really care.
Good.
So I casted the EU HCS Halo 5. I don't know what it wasn't their championship.
With the shares.
Love that.
It was their pro series.
He's so funny.
Jersey and I. And we had some technical difficulties, but we powered through them. Jimbo, Legend, Sika, and Shady were the winners of that. Those guys were like leagues and bounds beyond the competition. If you've been paying attention to like the esports arena tournaments, those guys compete in those all the time as well. Jimbo was typically not their fourth, but they played really well with him. I thought they were impressive. I'd be very interested to see how they kind of stacked up against the U.S. teams. I don't know if they would beat like the Sentinels of the world, but I think that they are definitely probably the 6th best team in the world.
Wow, that's high praise.
That is high praise.
Those guys are pretty good at Halo 5. They get it. They play at the pace that I would say all the top teams play at.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's 5th, 6th right now, and I guess Flyers and then Ambush.
Flyers.
Do you think they could beat Flyers or Ambush?
Yeah, I think they could. I think that those would be good series. I would say.
I mean, Jimbo was a factor in Halo 5. I mean, he took those teams to another level. You know? I mean, they were the first EU team to get top 8, and they got like top 6 a couple times, which was really
but the brackets were all.
I feel like Flyers and Ambush are pretty stacked squads, though. You know.
Yeah, but you know how Wes is. You know how Wes is. He be hating on them on the regular.
I don't hate on anybody, dude. I just watch Halo. Tell you what I see.
Maybe we have to set up a show match now of Ambush or Flyers versus.
It'd be interesting. Connections are obviously pretty difficult, so whenever they compete in the esports arena tournaments, and they do pretty well, but they never like upset the Frosty teams or whatnot, just because like they're playing from EU, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they would upset the Frosties of the world if they weren't, but obviously they're training with weights at that point. So
do they dominate pretty handedly in the EU tournament though? Oh, okay.
That's
Here's the pizza.
Anywhere works.
Here it is.
Yeah. I can't wait. All right, that's gonna be it for episode 35.
You're gonna watch me eat this pizza for the rest of the episode.
But in all seriousness,
this man was like talking and just like stop talking.
I
start staring at the pizza.
Absolutely. You know, when pizza, like the smell of pizza comes into the room, you stop what you're doing, you turn your neck, right? Like.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching Poppy in the corner of my eye. Don't you think you're getting any of that pizza, Pop? All right. Anyways, we had that. It was a really good show, really good opportunity to work with Europa, Halo, and Jersey and the boys. Then I did the esports arena tournament today, where we actually had a pretty big upset. We had the first place team. They went as Pal right to the kisser. It was 3/4 of inconceivable. It was Bound, Falcated, and Boo Boo. And then they threw Stellar on that roster in place of Saiyan. So, I mean, you're not going to skip a beat with Stellar, right? Like, Stellar was playing lights out all day. Big shout out to him. He's like, you know how, like, randomly you'll forget about Stellar, I feel like?
I was going to ask the question, like, is Stellar the question for best in the game right now?
He's up there. He played the best today, I think. And I think there's probably like 10 to 12 players you could probably say.
I know it's his teammates, like, so, you know, I'm sure they have some sort of bias, but he was getting some premium gas today, or this weekend on the Twitter feed. I saw Eco Smith tweet out his Twitch link, like Stellar's Twitch, and saying top 3 player, and then tweeted out Stellar's Twitch, and then you saw Penguin in the comments saying like not top 3, top 1 or something, and then I don't know. So it got me thinking. I was like, I mean, obviously they're his teammates, so they're hyping him up. But what do y'all think? Is Stellar the best player in the game right now?
I think he's a little inconsistent. I don't know if he's inconsistent, but his stats are. But when he's on like he was today, like he takes over, and he has a major impact on the game. So I think he's like one of the best, probably 5-6 players.
I think on a day-to-day basis, like in Halo 5, I think any of those top 5 players can be the best player in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good point.
It doesn't surprise me when Frosty is the best player in the game. It doesn't surprise me when Saiyan is the best player in the game.
Renegade.
I'm gonna throw Boo Boo in that because of that tournament that we just watched.
Sometimes
recently.
he plays like the best player in the game.
He might not as regularly, might not as regularly be that guy, but it's crazy to see so many players have the potential to be that bad man on that day. You know, so. I definitely would put Stellar in there. I'd put anybody on Cloud9 in there. I mean, people sleep on Eco and think that just because he's a leader, he can't pop off.
Eco's nasty.
That guy is like so solid, so consistent, so steady, and everything he does. Like, yeah, I would include any of those guys.
Eco's one of those guys that I wish like was around back when I competed because I would have wanted to team with him. Like, I think that he brings a lot, and
he's always been like a very level-headed. Like he's always been a very level-headed in-game leader, kind of. He knows when to get his teammates hyped at the right times. He knows when to just have clear communication in the game. So definitely shout out to
the gameplay speaks for itself too.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Wes, we kind of went on a rant, on like a side rant there, but
not at all.
You said there was a bit of an upset, right?
Second place team went by 2018, and this team beat the third place team, which I'll explain after. But Envor, Super CC, Manny, and Dorizo
Just 0, bro.
0.
Every
Come on,
right.
Cheetos,
put some
whatever his
respect on
name
my
is.
man Joey's name, man.
He went as Hoey. He was
Yeah.
playing like
Yeah, Hoey.
H03Y.
Yeah,
So he actually was playing pretty good too. So yeah, putting some
surprise.
respect on his name. Well, I'm not calling him Chorizo, Chorizo, whatever the name is.
They're gonna start calling him his real name now?
No, not never. Like he's forever gonna be Chorizo or whatever it is that I call him. Sorry about that. But if you want to go as Hoey, I'll call you Hoey though, because I did that all day. He played pretty well. The whole team played very well. Envor, I think, is really impressive to me. Manny's pretty inconsistent, but Manny was on today, so they put on a great showing. They got 3-0 in the finals, but they actually beat in the losers finals the Goon Squad, which was Frosty, Renegade, Druck, and Penguin. And
Bro,
that is not a team you would think would lose, right? Like to them. So like that's a big step in the right direction for those guys, I think.
And first thing that comes that I see when I hear that or when I saw that is Druck being on the other side, right? So you got Manny and your teammates, that never beat, that never really beat that kind of squad. And then Druck's on the other side, and they beat him.
And Druck getting a chance to be with those the big guns,
Druck probably like, oh, let's go! Like I'm playing with these guys, I'm gonna win, and then he loses to his boys. Like that's tough.
With like a hungry squad, right? It's like a hungry squad of up and comers, and you finally get the squad of like all stars. You're like, oh, this is gonna be great, and then you get popped.
The finals was the best of 5, but the losers finals was the best of 3. So there's always that to kind of take into account. Like best of 3s in Halo, we've seen in the past. Like just if teams are relatively in the same universe, either one can win a best of 3, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Big agree.
True. So yeah, and we also had the HCS Open Tournament this weekend. And Justin, I'm gonna let you go ahead and speak on that a little bit. I know you were checking it out, and you were competing in it.
I played in it.
Sorry.
I don't know if you guys I know Wes for sure feels this. I don't know about Phalo because he's got such a calm demeanor, but like whenever I see like Halo tournaments happening and I'm not playing in them, I definitely have FOMO. Like it doesn't matter how like far removed I am from the game. I'm like, man, like those competitive moments are so fun, and such a blast to be a part of. So anytime I see tournaments, I'm like, man, I wish I was playing. And this week I had the opportunity to jump in, last minute with some Halo 5 gods, in my opinion. I played with Swish, Nemesis, and why am I spacing right now?
Swish? It was your team.
It's your team.
Who was my 4th? I'm so sick right now.
Oh
my gosh, dude.
Justin, we're gonna give you a mulligan because you
I'm sick.
Mulligan.
I'm sick. Whatever. I got a mulligan. I played with a 4th. All right. And
I played with a 4th.
What's going on right now? Who
dude,
is your
4th? It's name. My gosh, dude. Chris, I love you, bro.
Respect on his
name. And he absolutely was destroying. I absolutely love you, Chris. I'm just sick. Leave me a break. But so I got to play with Name, Swish, and Nemesis.
That is a good squad.
Yeah, and those dudes put in the work. I didn't play Halo 5 all week, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump in and just try to use my leadership and general decision-making abilities and see what we can do. And we ended up getting second, so I collected a little Halo 5 check, which is fun, But the way we got second was kind of interesting. I'm sure you guys have seen Twitter. I've just been calling people weird like the last 48 hours nonstop because I can't get over it.
I didn't see it.
We played against Team Elevate in the winners semis and lost to them. Lost to them like 3-2, 50-48, and then like 100-90 on a Strongholds game. Come to find out after an investigation that one of their players was using a Zim, so using like a keyboard and mouse thing where they could use keyboard and mouse and still have auto aim and do all that. So we lost to them, and then in the losers finals we matched back up against them. We played the first game, and then 3-4-3 went into a full investigation, found the accusations to be true, and disqualified Elevate from the losers finals and put us in the finals. So on top of that, I found out after the fact that they had also been disqualified the week before in the Pro Series tournament for trying to use an illegal Smurf. So it's like, I was like, man, dude, like I'm playing in a Halo 5 Open Tournament in 2021, dude, and people are this desperate to win, or I don't know what it is, man. I don't understand it. I don't respect it. And at the end of the day, it's a disgrace to my time, and those dudes are not worthy to even be in my presence. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
No, anyways, we gotta
go ahead.
No,
I'm gonna let you go ahead. Yeah, I was pissed, and I'm still pretty pissed. Just thinking about it, I'm like, dude, really? Come on, man.
So many things come in, that we have to talk about. First of all, like how are they sponsored by an org, right? So how is Elevate? I don't know what Elevate knows or doesn't know. Last weekend or the last time they got DQ'd, it's not. I mean, smurfing. That's weird. You definitely shouldn't be doing that.
What is
but
that?
In a tournament, dude, all eyes on you, and you want to try to.
So
pull
what like benefit do you get from smurfing in a tournament?
They can have whoever they want playing on it.
Oh, smurfing like that. Okay.
Yeah, they just have they had a burner account on there, and that way they can make multiple team changes, like more than they're supposed to be able to, and just have whoever they want playing on the tags at the time. It's weird, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's obviously not.
You could have banned players like Denoxide or other people.
No,
that
so there's no competitive integrity there.
Yeah.
And then also and then this weekend with the Zim, like that's unacceptable. That's flat out.
And it was a Smurf on a Zim. It was a Smurf on a Zim for this week. So last week you get banned for Smurfing. This week you get banned for Smurf on a Zim. So it's like they're just one-upping themselves every week, I guess. But dude, disgraceful.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. No, that is embarrassing. So shout out to 343 for like in the middle of the tournament in that limited time to, I guess, launch that investigation or whatever it was and address it, and kicking them out in the middle of their series. So that's good to hear. But come on, man, that's crazy. And the fact that they got so far, they were like on stream. I was watching the Louis V Titan stream, and they were like casting and commentating and like hyping the guy. I mean, because they don't know at the time, but they were hyping him up and saying like the shots are crazy, and he was getting like killing frenzies, jumping off the map, hitting crazy like pistol shots. I was like, what am I watching?
That was game 5. That was like game 5 that he was doing.
Dude,
that.
Wes, did you see this?
I didn't see any of it,
bro. It was wild.
The dude is like
I wish we could pull up the videos right now. I don't know if
I'll find a way. I'll find a way to do it right now while you guys are talking about it. Yeah.
Okay, Justin's gonna pull it up. We got our producer right here, Justin.
I got you.
JJX.
I got you. You guys can chat about it while I'm grabbing it real quick.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Super. I mean, thankfully it didn't. It is unfortunate for the team that they had played up, or the teams that they had played up until that point before they got DQ'd against you.
It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happened to like stressing them, dude. Like, here's a clip right here. So, Basil, you can walk them through for the people that are listening on podcasts that won't be able to actually see it. Just let them know what you're kind of seeing.
Yeah, just give us a nice play-by-play.
Guy shot very, very impressed with it.
What's the gamer tag they're playing on right here?
This is Goku.
Okay, we're on board. Goku hitting some sketchy headshots. Looks like mouse and keyboard.
Look at this turn right
here. Realistically, to make some work for it, but you never ever know.
Oh my God, he's ADS scoped in.
Look at this. Look at that.
Onto this dude's head.
And
now he's pushing aggressively.
We'll have this in the bag
with his pistol out, thrusting off the map, hitting crazy headshots to the killing frenzy. Hopefully you can watch this because my play-by-play is not good at all.
This right here. Look at these turns right here. Look at this. Look at that. And then to the other guy, E2. Like, what is like? Okay, dude, seems legit, but. Wes, I'm interested to get your thoughts, man, because I know competitive integrity is something that you hold to a very high standard, something you care a lot about. How do you feel about this?
I mean, it's embarrassing. What are you doing? Like, I mean, like, get it for like matchmaking purposes if you're an amateur, but as soon as you start competing, like, what is a competition if it's not fair and there's no integrity behind it, right? Like, you actually enjoy. If you're the type of person that actually enjoys like cheating in what would be a stable competition, then we do not share similar morals, similar mindsets on life. Similar, like I have no room for that.
I have a kind of a fun question for you, Wes, because of your unique position at 343. Like, let's say theoretically, like you're in Tashi's shoes, right? Like you're the head of the HCS. This team just got DQ'd last week. They got DQ'd this week. Like, what's the course of action?
Ban them.
Like forever
I mean, it's not my call.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's insane, dude.
I mean, whoever this individual is not playing. Whoever is on that team. Yeah, I mean, you break rules, there should be punishments in line. I don't know what the exact punishment his teammates should receive, but obviously they shouldn't be paid anything. Obviously they shouldn't be allowed to compete for I don't know.
Because they have a
and I was gonna say
right?
it shouldn't just be something where the person playing on the Smurf would get any sort of punishment because it's like obviously a team effort, right? Everyone was in on it, and I would. Maybe that's an assumption because I really don't know the details of everything, to be honest.
Like
so I don't want to definitively say that everyone, who was a part of it and who didn't know about it or anything, but I guess it's an easy assumption to say that, everyone you would think they would all know about it if they're teaming together and they're playing in a tournament.
They're definitely complacent, right? They're all in on it.
So,
like, that was one of the things that really bothered me was like, I know Carmilla. I've known him for a long time. I knew him when he was first coming up in the Halo 5 scene, and like, I've spent a lot of time gaming with the kid and hanging out with him, and I straight up asked him to his face. I was like, "Hey, dude, who's playing on the Smurf?" And he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and plead the fifth. Sorry, man." And I'm like, dude, like that alone, dude. Not even factoring in the keyboard and mouse and everything else, just not even being willing to. None of them would admit who was playing on the account. It's like, for all I know, Shotzi's playing on that account. Like, who knows, right? And it's like, dude, I don't know, man. It was just a sketchy thing, and it held up the tournament for like over an hour, and it was just like, man,
really?
It was like, dude, it's not how I want to spend my day. Everything up until that point was super fun playing Halo 5 with those guys and grinding through the bracket, but it was like that was such a buzzkill,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Faisal. I'll let you try.
Yeah. Well, Sunday evening right now, and as we started recording the podcast, we also had another tournament this weekend, the weekly Halo 3 MTC Pro Series. Of course, Justin has been playing in those every week, and every time the tournaments come around, you're going to see Hunter JJX in there. They've been having a little bit of struggles the past couple of weeks. Obviously, this week Justin wasn't feeling too well, but yeah, man, what's the team situation like? What's y'all's vibe in these tournaments? And obviously, shout out to Ryan Newbrain, Gilkey, and Shelly for winning once again. They're dominating, the Halo 3 scene. And I was in Snakebite. I was in Lethal Stream, and they won a Heretic flag game pretty dominantly, and you could tell they were in it. They were hyping each other up. They're like, "Come on, just remember who we are." Like, they were kind of just joking and saying it like in a way to hype themselves up, but like, "Yo, just look at the screens. Like, just look at our, we got this." And those guys on the other side just keep on coming out strong. But yeah, Justin, you've been playing in them, and lately y'all haven't been securing that normal top 3 finish. So what's the deal, man? What are y'all gonna do to kind of break out of this?
We're not getting paid either way, so. I mean, it is what it is.
Y'all have won before. You've beaten the teams. You know what I'm saying? So you have what it takes.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, those guys consistently play at a much higher level, the top 2 teams. Like, we know that. Today, for example, like, Straight Sick was absolutely just going off in our series.
I saw you tweeting him, hyping him up.
He was just unreal. I mean, we closed out Ace's team in 3-0. And in the King,
what was Ace's team?
It was Ace, Omega, Porky J, and Doug. So they kind of like
3-0, huh?
Yeah, so we played them. The King of the Hill game, Straight Sick went like 43-17. So it was like,
damn.
Yeah, so just like going out. And it's one of those things, dude, where like, I love everybody on my team, like, as homies, first and foremost, but like, everybody's nasty. I think like for us, it's literally going to take us all being on fire like that together one weekend for us to really like be able to pull any things out, which is what happened last time, right? This week it's like I wasn't even 70-80%. I was very disappointed in my play all week. I can blame being under the weather and whatever, but at the end of the day, like, I don't make excuses. So I just got to be better, period. I know Alumni was a little disappointed in himself too. It's like, we know what we got to be better at. It's just putting it all together on a Sunday. I work Sunday mornings, so I like work all morning and then jump on and try to jump into a tournament. I usually don't warm up. Last night my baby was sick, so I got 1 hour sleep. Like, there's so many things that factor in. But we just all got to be on it. We're not worried about it. Like we talk about, we're like, dude, we'll get back at it in 2 weeks whenever the tournaments come back. But like, it's not like every time we lose, we're questioning the roster or if we want to play. It's like, no, like, we enjoy playing together. It's just losing sucks, right? Like, the sting of it, losing, like, we lost, and then you guys are texting like, hey, on my exit 8, and I was just sitting there just like, I don't want to do anything right now. Like, I hate losing. Like that first 5 minutes, where you lose, you're just like, dude, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to even talk to anybody.
That's honestly, I can relate to that. I mean, all of us can, as competitors, as pro, as former pro players. That's a low place to be at whether you're in a tournament online or especially when you're at like a LAN. So it's like a big deal. Like, you're all flying to the city to compete and try to make it far in this tournament. And if you have like a underwhelming performance, you're just sitting there after you get knocked out of like not even of the winners bracket, but of the whole tournament. And that feeling of just realizing, it's over and what's going to happen next, and just kind of sitting in your chair. It's a low place. It's a deep place to be in, a low place to be in. So
once that blows by, we're always like, dude, we'll get back at it next time. Whatever. It's, we're just vibing. At the end of the day, it's like, it's Halo 3 in 2021. If we're not having fun, there's no reason to do it. We're still having fun.
Give us Infinite.
So yes, give us that.
Wes needs to eat his pizza, man.
Wes, did you watch any of the Halo 3 stuff today at all, or no?
I watched TJ's team just get their ass kicked in the finals again.
For the third time?
Yeah. That's probably pretty regular at this point. That Ryan Noob team is pretty good.
I think they've hit a stride.
They're efficient, and I don't think TJ's team's efficient. I think that they leave a lot of objective time on the table. They leave a lot of, like... I just don't like the way they play Halo 3, and they can hear that and probably tell me that I am worse at than at Halo 3 or whatever, but it's just like stylistically, they don't take enough risks, and Ryan Noob's team is always about taking advantage and taking risks and making plays, and I just don't think that, like, for guys that are 4 playmakers, like, you have Lethal, Snakebite, like APG, Trippy, like, those guys should be able to make enough plays to get the job done, but it's like they almost like play scared Halo at times.
I was gonna say after playing. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
After playing, we got to actually play H3 team today for once in our lives because they are like now the 2nd seed, so it's like 2-3 matchup. But after playing Lethal on them today, it's like, dude, Ryan Noob's team is at such a higher clip, so much faster than playing H3 team. Like H3 team, there's so much more room for us to like breathe and like play the game. Whereas Ryan Noob's team, it feels like you're getting suffocated constantly, even if you're like the one guy coming off spawn, they're still pressuring, they're still flying at you. So it's just a different pace, man. They're a different. That Ryan team is crazy.
Snakebite also doesn't really play too much. I don't think he's in any shape or form of what his potential is right now. I know he plays a lot of Halo 5 like on stream during the day, but it's mostly like matchmaking. Like hardly ever is he actually like. He's not at the level that we know Snakebite can play at, and I think that can be a big difference. I think all those guys actually are like kind of just I don't want to say enjoying, but like taking time away from Halo that they typically put in it, and so they're not necessarily as strong as they usually are.
Yeah. What do you think, Faisal, from what you've seen the last couple of weeks? And
yeah, I mean, maybe Ryan was right when he says, "Oh, those guys don't play the right way; they just hit all their shots," and that's what. No, I genuinely disagree with that statement, but I do agree with Wes's point that. I think Ryan Noob and Rain, Shelly and Gilkey, they just play, and your point too, Justin, they just play a lot more efficient. They press their advantages. They're an much more aggressive team. Whereas when you'll see H3 team, pull one flag on a heretic capture the flag, you'll see Ryan Noob and Gilkey pull like four flags. You know what I'm saying? And they put like all their eggs in one basket when pulling that flag. I'm talking about like H3 team, whereas Ryan Noob seem like they'll run it, and even if they don't get the cap, it's fine. They're still flowing on the map, like everything's still moving. Whereas it feels like with H3 team, they're like, all right, we finally got this, in position to run this flag, and then they start running it, and then they die, and it's like, that door is shut. So
it's like you need all 4 dead to pull the flag. It's like
and I'm sure that I'm oversimplifying it.
Absolutely.
Definitely, because they just today, like I was saying, that Heretic flag game, they were looking dominant, and they played it to a T, and they completely destroyed Ryan Noob and Rain's team on it, which was surprising because
I saw them lose it.
They lost it in winners, and they won it in losers. In losers, they won it pretty dominantly.
They look like the much better team on that map, and usually that's Ryan Noob and Rain's like best map. So after seeing that, I thought it would be a closer overall series, but then we saw Gilkey and friends cash their stride and win. But nothing much to say. I think we kind of touched on it. I think these guys are playing at the top of their game, like Shelly and friends, and Snakebite and Trippy, Lethal APG. They're just gonna have to step it up and be playing better when those big series start to come up. So I think that's gonna do it. Obviously you guys know where to find our information. It's going to be in the description below. Please drop a follow on subscribe. I can't talk. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 1,000. We want to start doing more live shows. So hopefully maybe next week we can do a little H3 gaming session. We'll confirm everything on Twitter, but maybe we could do a gaming session and do a live show for you guys. But Until then, from Captain Clutch, Hunter JJX, and Goofy on my X, episode 35, we are out. Good night.